Okay, cool. So, hello, everybody who is deciding to join this after we are just going and doing a grid ceremony for Lompoc, and we're just going to see what comes through. Um, yeah. And then so we should just maybe start a drop in and see what kind of opening wants to come in and yeah, sound good?
Awesome.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and tune in. And so I want everybody to go ahead and imagine that they are getting into their light body Merkabas, activating it. I always like to see it as a vehicle. Mine's a Jeep. And we get in our car and we turn on the ignition. We notice we have a navigation system, and then this is our way around the universe through our astral body. And so when we turn on our Jeep or whatever car, whatever Merkaba you choose, we go through a full clearing of our light body, our astral body, asking for all dense energies to be pulled out. And then we call in Yeshua to seal the space. And I like to work with Archangel Michael, Metatron, and Zadkiel, and they are who clear the space for me. And I always just go in and I seal it with whatever symbol feels most resonant for you. And with that, we have our light body Merkaba activated. So we're going to just tune in to our mission today. And so this mission is going to have to do with restoring more of the legs. And so when we do grid working, we kind of see that there is this string that kind of connects all of us, and we're all going through a process of reclamation of our body parts, everything that needs to be restored to our body from all kinds of lifetimes and existences that we've had. So we can be fully embodied in this lifetime. And in this moment, we are in the process of restoring the legs. And a program that's running within the grid called Stung Healers. So we are going to work on alchemizing this program and system, where in other lifetimes we may have not been within the highest integrity within our mission. And this doesn't have to be us directly from past lives, but it's a restorative process that exists within the grid systems for humanity, helping support the collective ascension. And so we're going to go through and awaken some stasis within the land as well. And activate our star lineages, the remembrance of some of these lineages that exist within the Earth's core, working with the stellar stargates. And they're calling this a catapulting process where it's helping accelerate some of the healing that needs to happen within the collective humanity and within our individual selves. Peace. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. You're bringing up peace, seeds of peace. And so we're going to be working within the realm of what we call in this lifetime a cataclysmic event. So things that have high impact for humanity in the course that we are running. And so I'm going to go ahead and call in my Essene ambassador to help support our mission. We're going to call in our highest guides of the light, our grid working teams of the highest love to help activate our capacity to hold more light and love within our hearts as we witness what is happening on the planet in this now moment, to hold humanity with the utmost love, compassion, and integrity, to restore divine justice, calling in the goddess Mot, calling in the sun star, calling in the trees, activating the stellar stargate that is in conjunction with my highest self, my Essene ambassador, Jolene, allowing the stargate to open to support us in rehabilitation of any spirits, leeches, beings that need to be returned home to source. And they're asking me to also connect that stargate to the stargate that is the Pyramid of Giza. And there is some healing related to Horus that's happening as well. I'm feeling like an energy that's it's emulating Horus, but it's not like a true Horus, if that makes sense. It's asking to be alchemized through the Stargate. And they're calling this when this work is done. These are like indigo templates that are asked to alchemize something called the shadow matrix. So within the shadow matrix, there are clones of these ascended masters. So Horus is one of them. So not Horus in its true form, but a cloned experience of it. And so we are going to allow for the alchemization of that archetypal energy today through our grid working session as well. Yeah, so we're just going to go through a restorative process of some of those energies. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and feel into where we need to start. I'm getting Sicily. They want us to drop in through Sicily. So we're going to go in and where is Sicily? My geography is really bad. I'm still learning.
I think it's down by the tip of the boot of Italy. Like an island off Italy. That might be it.
Let me just put it in.
I think that's it.
Okay, so we'll say that this is our drop-in location. And so we're just going to take a look at, okay, we're going to drop into this water right here. If that feels right, right?
Yeah.
We'll drop in here to this body of water. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Okay. Mm. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and mm, call in our highest guides of the light, our Andromedan council of the absolute love to support us and wrap us in their, they're calling it a sunbeam, the sunbeam of absolute love and light. We are asking this land if we are in support of being held, of um, allowing us to come in and do some work here. And I'm getting a yes. And so these are higher contracts that we've made with the land. And so we are honoring these contracts now, offering support. And so we are just going to go ahead and be brought by our Andromedans to Sicily, Italy, being brought into these crystalline waters. Okay, so Tracy, so what we're working with here in Sicily, why we're dropping in here, and for anyone else who's watching, um, this is called this, not specifically this body of water, but this body of water lays on something called a Templar ley line. And so Templar ley lines are organic ley lines that are being brought back online that have previously been in stasis, and some are already intact. And so we will drop into a place that has that really organic, loving, supportive energy in order to really help support our work as we move to different areas that are more dense, and we kind of ride the ley line into our other locations. And so they just wanted me to explain what these Templar ley lines are, and they're also bringing in the Cathars. Um, and these are something called a Grail lineage. And so we work with something called a star ley line as well, and those are also related to the Grail lineages.
I was seeing something about Mother Mary and like Catholicism and like people carrying her statue. Kind of felt like an inversion
Okay.
of the
Yeah, well,
program.
I wonder if you're picking up on what I heard hocus pocus. And they were saying starved.
Mm,
So maybe it's related. Do you want to feel into that and lead us into supporting what's there?
okay.
They're saying they need the solutions.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like a haze almost that's like hovering over the land. It's like people breathe it, and it's like it feels like the outsourcing of sovereignty.
Yeah, I'm picking it up as it's like being starved of your it's weird. It's like I'm getting like starved of integrity. Um
Yeah, I was hearing starved of your birthright when you said
yeah.
starved.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm picking up on a net here that and so that haze I'm picking it up as a net.
Okay.
And so I'm just gonna go through. So there's actually a lot of telepathy that's happening with these people. And so they're calling some of these people hearers. And so them picking up on that telepathy is actually meant it's like messing with like the mental aspect of being able to yeah, because I heard entrapment. So it's messing with their ability to like hold on to that and access that part of the I'm hearing mental servitude. It's like they can't fully hold on to their that birthright that you're talking about as well.
Yeah.
It's like a block.
I was feeling dragon drop in to support.
Yeah. And so I'm feeling this net as like they're referring to it as a birthing net. It's almost like if I were to see a net go over like a uterus or reproductive organs. Like it's like don't birth, don't yeah, it's what I feel like is creating a chokehold. So I'm going to ask for this net to come forward. Yeah. Okay. So I'm asking for this net to come forward, asking for the highest spiritual authority, commanding that this net be sent back to source with the absolute love and light across all timelines, lifetimes, and experiences. Leave, leave, leave. And so it is, and so it is done.
Hearing that these are dragon lands. It's like there's like a dragon lineage here.
I wonder if that's connected to the Cathars in some way. I wonder if the Cathars are connected to a dragon lineage.
I heard a yes, but I'm not getting like clarity. Let me see. It feels like there's like a lot of variety of
Mm-hmm.
characters, and there's like a dragon variety, is how they were explaining it to me.
Yeah. I could I think because they're
Like, it feels like
descendant.
there's, like, fakes out there or something. Like,
I'm sure that there's always like something,
it's like
you know,
knockoff designer bags. It's knockoff cat food.
the fake Pradas.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it too, I feel like because the dragons are so ancient, it makes sense for the Cathars to have some sort of tie and connection to the dragon. Because what I work with, duh, oh my God, I work with red dragons, and they're connected to the Magdalene lineage, which would also be connected to the Cathars, right? Through France. So maybe that's part of it. Okay. I think I know what's asking to be activated. So I'm gonna call in the trees, and I'm connecting to these ones that are like a horseshoe shape. Oh, it's my leprechaun guide. Okay. So we're gonna connect. His name is Lucky. So
Lucky.
yeah, my mom brought home Lucky Charms one day. And that's when he started to really work with me.
Oh
And I
my
thought, because my
god.
mom does not buy junk food, like, she doesn't buy junk cereal, and I was like, "Why on earth did you bring home Lucky Charms?" And so I named him Lucky, and that same, like, week, I found a four-leaf clover, it was really cool.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
so we're going to go ahead and connect in with him. Okay, yeah, so we're really gonna support the Cather, bloodline here. And so we're gonna bring in those same selenite threads, the ones
Oh,
that
maybe that's what it was.
interweave.
I was hearing like salts and like salt pillars. I'm like, what? And you said selenite threads. I'm like, maybe.
No, because salt itself, something with a magnesium and like there's something with that too. So we'll hold on to that because that's I'm assuming that this water body might be salt. Why do I feel like that's gonna help activate? Okay, well, hold on to that because that's different.
Yeah, they were like saying to like seed in a salt pillar grid.
Okay, yeah, seed that in. So we'll start seeding that in and um that's how
It's said
so
to
we're
help
gonna
with the integrity of the land.
okay. I'm getting something too with refraction. So I'm gonna go ahead and seed in those selenite threads. Seeding, 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 and so it is done. Okay. And so I'm picking up on something that they're calling um I don't know if it's a program. Yeah, I'm getting that it's a program, but there's something running here related to host, like being a host.
Hmm.
It's like a parasitic um relationship. So I'm gonna ask for that program to come forward, asking that this program be sent back to source across all timelines, lifetimes, and experiences. Leave, 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 and so it is done. Just seeing myself shut that down.
You know why they're bringing up citrus trees?
Okay, let's connect into those citrus trees. Tangerine. I'm getting tangerine. Tangerine energy.
I feel like they're trying to say something about like like, when you would cut a citrus, it looked different inside, like, the shape was different inside. I don't know if that means there's, like, a program or why that's important.
I'm also getting something related. Okay, so there's something with the orange energy, and I don't know if it's because maybe related to the sacral.
Mm,
Um, but I'm also receiving something about citrus and citrine
mm.
and like abundance. How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay, so there's actually citrine in this land somewhere.
I was just hearing
And
citrine soil.
yeah, so there's citrine in the land. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to but they said that it's not active. Like
I
it
was
needs to be
getting that we
act
have to, like, activate the citrine grid to support the citrus trees
yeah.
and
Okay.
for
You
abundance codes.
that's you. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Our our gritter. Okay. So I'm just gonna envision it with you.
Just envisioning the citrine grid codes, asking them to activate from a dormant state. Activate, activate, activate. We can support the citrus trees on the land. So it is, and so it is done.
So it is. I'm
Have them like glow up.
yeah, it's funny because I was getting something about like oranges and the citrus actually being related to a bloodline.
Whoa.
And so, because I heard like tangerine blood, and I was like, and we have like blood oranges. And so I
Oh,
was seeing like as you were gridding it in, I saw like this collection of the trees just activating. And so we have like orange groves all over here. And I could even feel that like activating over
I just
there.
got chills.
Yeah, so that's a big one.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, see I'm feeling my sacral like in my back start to kind of move a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting big chills.
Mm.
I feel like that's confirmation.
Yeah. So that energy is telepathic with that same like Joey consciousness, that Lemurian
Mm.
energy. Yeah, it's almost like there's this ability to access the energy of that bloodline to create more seeds. It's like a regenerative quality.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you can when you're like taking seeds from a fruit and you're planting them and they can keep regenerating and creating more seeds and stuff. It's like it's almost an analogy. Um, but they were like I heard like my sweet trees. So
Oh,
it's like um oh yeah, so beautiful. Trees are sweet. Oh, thank you for that. That was glorious. This
mm.
is related to the womb. Mm. Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it's
Okay.
kind of linking back to that. net you were seeing over the womb and like the juiciness and the waters of the womb and almost like a reactivation for the liberation of the womb.
Yeah, so we have something because we've talked about the fleur de lis implants before, which would also connect kind of to yeah, so we talked about like Knights Templar, like that energy, how it's an inversion for like the true Templar ley lines, and so in those blood lineages. So through the Knights Templar came the fleur de lis, and the fleur de lis also, if you look at its symbol, it looks like a uterus. And so yeah, it like created an implant system of clamps over our uterus.
That's what
And
they're just
so
showing me. They're like showing me like a clove or something like clamping on.
yeah, and so what happened after that is something called a birth net that went over that. So it made it more difficult to access, and it's kind of like its own grid within our womb. And so we're in the process of rehabilitating that on the planet, right? Because Gaia also has her womb and her birthing waters, which is why we're told to drop into a place like this, right? Very womby, very like watery. Um, because we can kind of use that energy to start releasing these binds that are not only like they're on us, right? But they're also on the planet and our ability to create and procreate. And like the same thing with the seeds to be able to propagate our seeds and grow more trees, like our birthing rights are like kind of in that way taken, right? Not just in the literal sense, but metaphorically. So I'm putting a mark on this because that feels kind of big.
Reminds me of Tracy at the beginning when she was like, "I am the earth body."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because our we're so mirroring to her. Um, but yeah, that birth net's huge because I feel like a lot of this was installed through those biblical stories and back to when we were working in Yemen with the Garden of Eden and working more with that energy of like the curse of Eve. A lot of that curse has to like layers on top of each other, right? To create all of these frequency fences. So this is, I think, more of that energy. But the dragons said that they were coming with us to continue on to the next location.
Yay.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Okay.
I've just been feeling so much lately, like how our bodies are the earth body. And then Tracy said that, and you were saying something about that at the beginning of the call. And I had this um, herb meditation. It just like dropped me into the earth body, and we like became one. And I'm like, so
Ooh,
this keeps coming up. So I feel like it's
definitely. I mean,
very
because
important
how
for the grid
we
work.
have, yeah, it is because like what I've been hearing too is like grid working has to be a service to others. It's not a service to self. It's like it's very much something that needs us to be able to see everything as interconnected and we can't see the separation between ourselves and the planet, right? So it all makes sense. Yeah.
How you
I
doing,
just, I
Tracy?
just, I just wanted to add something. So I'm just listening in, and you've just created the most beautiful, beautiful, gentle, soft energy of presence, and I'm feeling it in my body. And I just got this kind of inclination that the earth is feeling grateful to be getting this attention on purpose.
That's so
So
beautiful. Thank you for the confirmation.
yeah, it feels like that the energy that you're speaking, creating, connecting to, she's feeling it. Yeah. And I can only express that I'm feeling it. So she must be feeling it too. If we are, because
Yeah.
we are connected. And I've been drawn right down into my womb as I've been listening to you. And I just noticed that all my energy is coming right down out of my head, through my heart, into my womb. My breathing became easier. and there's this ease and this like peace.
Yeah, that's the
With
word I was getting was peaceful. Yeah,
I
that's
was wondering if
beautiful.
that was happening to you.
I'm
mm,
glad
Thank
this
you.
is nurturing. I'm so glad this is
yeah,
nurturing for you.
it isn't it, it's just really amazing, isn't it? Because for me it's feeling like that actually you're healing me. I'm just listening to you. And when you're mentioning different parts, I'm taken to different parts of my own earth body. And it's like anything that's sort of, it's getting attention. Yeah. So as you speak your words, I might think I might feel my head or my nose, or and I'm going there, and then you're moving somewhere else, and it's sort of, yeah, it's like I don't know how to say it. The Because we are the micro, aren't we? As opposed to
Yeah.
the planet is the macro. So heal the big one, heal the little one.
Yes, that's something I've been getting to a lot because I hear it all the time, but I've never like processed it fully in my body about what that means.
Healing the big and the small. Mm.
Yeah.
I think the big magnifies what we need to do on the small, and we sometimes can't get to the small part of ourselves until we see it reflected from the external world, whether it's through the earth or people or group consciousness in different parts of wherever. And then we can go, oh, I've got that too. Yeah. So it's the reflection of the macro that makes us able to access that part in us that is the mirror. And then,
100%.
yeah,
Thank you, Tracy. That's so true.
That
I
word
feel like,
mirror feels important too.
yeah, it does. Because we've been like pulling that in a lot too with mirroring
I
and
don't think we can
how,
do it without the mirror. I don't think it's possible to heal ourselves without the mirror, whether it's a person or I think there's a place that we get to where we can, but to get to that place, we need relationship. And so it feels like you're creating this relationship with human and earth, that
yeah,
you put those
definitely.
threads out. Yeah.
I like the threads part too. I think that, yeah, we're definitely doing something that feels so like this stuff lights me up. I'm like, I love this. Like it really like I just feel so passionate about this work because it's like I know that this is like me. It's not just me taking care of me and my temple, but it's like this is like this whole planet is like the temple that we live on. Like we live in this big, beautiful temple that has, it's almost like to, I'm gonna get like emotional, but like to know that like there was so many like things done to it to make it so it felt so unsafe for so many people is like it's like my heart is lit up by the fact that we get to start restoring some of it
Mm,
from a place of like just true abundance. So when I see scarcity, when I see starvation, that I get to come in with like my sisters and we get to seed in the abundance that we know that not only we deserve, but the planet deserves it too. And our brothers and sisters deserve it. So
yeah.
it's truly beautiful.
And it's, the fact that you seem to, well, you are effortlessly speaking and flowing, and it just feels like it's coming out of you like a river of words, both of you. Yeah. And
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
and and the power of the spoken word with the heart attached is, well, it's incredible, what you can
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, my
thank you,
leggies.
Tracy.
Yeah, my legs are like tingly.
Mm.
Oh,
Starting to get
oh.
info on this next place.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel some stuff. Let's get permission. Yeah. So I have been, um, you know how we have like the word gems, but it's with a G? For
Mhm.
some reason, whenever I pick up on gems, they spell it with a J. And I think it's really funny because I've noticed something with the J where it's like all of my guides are that are working with me on this mission, they all have a J name. And then it's like Joey, just like weird stuff like that. Like they all like it's like Jolene, James, Jasper, like all kinds of like J names. And so the gems are with a J. And so I'm gonna open up a Stargate that they're asking to be opened here. I keep feeling something with St. Paul's Bay,
Mm.
but I'll like feel into I was even feeling something about this, the way this is shaped.
Yeah.
Like I don't love it.
It almost looks like a rib cage
A rib cage, yeah.
or
I
like a
see the rib
bug.
cage and even like claws,
Yeah,
you know?
like a tick.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go
Actually,
ahead
if
and
if you look at it with as though the top bit's a face and a nose, like that right bit is like an eyebrow, and
up
it
here.
looks like a face looking up. No, go back down back where you were. It looks like an eyebrow, eyelashes, and then there's like a little nose. It looks like a face and a huge forehead. I can't quite. It's like can you see it? Can you see it? It's like a face looking up.
Oh, I see it. Like that would be the mouth and that would be the
No,
eye.
that's the eye, but no, but is the forehead's on the right. Put your that's the it's almost like it's facing down, like upside down. So that big bit to the right of the eye is that's the forehead where your thing is, yeah?
Okay.
And it's looking up to the sky.
I'm like seeing a face and it's funny because I'm seeing a face this way where
Yeah.
it's like this is the nose and this is like the mouth
Oh yeah,
and
I'm
then this
seeing
is
that
like
now
the
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then this
it's
is like a
Egyptian.
head.
It's Egyptian. It's like an
That's what I was just thinking right now. I was like, that looks like an Egyptian face.
like a monkey or something, or I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's tune into um oh my gosh.
But
What
if you
a
look the other
weird.
way, if you look the other way, it's almost like a prehistoric caveman. Quite a long body. The whole island is a long body, is a long head, and the nose is very small and indented. And that bit that you're calling the other way round is what do you call it? His tufty hair.
Mm-mm. I'm getting something about Ptolemy,
Mm.
who is Egyptian.
Who?
Ptolemy?
Hmm.
This is setting up for the Egyptian grids, the grid work that we're going to be doing in Egypt eventually. We're restoring Mot's temple. And as soon as we saw this, and I was like, that looks like an an Egyptian face, I think that was to put a little wink on something related to Ptolemy that's here,
Interesting.
which I wonder why it would be in Malta. Hmm.
It's not that far, is it?
You think you,
Like Africa's right there. It's like right next to Egypt.
dear Lordy? Oh, isn't it? We're like right by where we've been doing work.
Yeah.
Where's Malta? Point Malta out.
Malta's right
And
here.
Mm.
And so we've been doing work.
Egypt's there down the Suez Canal. There it is.
I'm
mhm.
getting Herod too. Okay, so There's something related to a prophecy that's going on. Okay, hold on. Let me just look something up really quick. Mm. Okay, so there's a temple of Hercules here in Malta, and it's Ptolemy's temple. That's why this is coming up.
Mm.
Um, Okay, let me see if I can find this. I don't want to take you guys from the map. I can't find a lot on it other than it's at the Amman Citadel, which I don't know. I don't think I'm, if I put it in here, I don't think it'll pop up.
Mm.
This is why I feel like, hmm, yeah, it's not going to come up. Okay, so let's just like set the intention to just allow spirit to guide us so I'm not going down a rabbit hole. Okay, so we are going to connect into Ptolemy. And so I'm connecting into more of that teenage energy, the sacred teenager. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up that Stargate that was asking to be opened. And so opening up the Stellar Stargate of gems across all timelines, lifetimes, and experiences. And so it is, and so it is done.
I don't know if this is true, but they were telling me like when we were first going here that they're like, did you know there's a mycelial network underwater? And that
I'm
like
sh
mycelial network goes through under the ocean, and there was like something about lines of communication.
Yes, I feel like that's probably likely true. More than likely. Yeah, I'm getting
It
here.
felt related to Ptolemy then when you started talking about him.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if
I'm
that's something that you knew about.
I'm sure, my lordy, these people. I'm like, what are these people doing? I'm feeling tapping into that network here in Pembroke.
Okay.
So what they're saying is that underground mycelial network, it helps when people are connected in with they're calling it the God self. Um, so more on that like God chakra, that mouth of God chakra that helps us connect in with that God self. They're saying that that mycelial network, we're getting more of that like bloodstream. It's
That
like
was
our
telling me
bloodstream.
when we started here, the God chakra.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm starting to go into that stung healers energy. I'm feeling it in my lower back. Mhm. I'm feeling a lot of rage. Okay, so there's some kind of massacre that I'm picking up on here. And so there's like a shadow matrix intact here it's like holding that rage.
Mm.
It's housing it. And so that mycelial network that you're tuning into is dormant. I almost feel like they're trying to use it in a way it's not supposed to be used. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's not, they always call this like shadow boxing. I keep hearing that shadow boxing.
interesting.
And this is related to the Nile. Okay. Okay. So, the stung healers aspect with whatever massacre that had occurred that's connecting into it. I don't know if it occurred on this land, um,
I
or
feel
if
like
it's
it was
being
like coastal or something because I kept connecting to the rocks on the shore and they were like, we see a lot of people come and go. And I didn't really know what that meant. And then when you said the massacre, I was like, I feel like that's related to like
pro
people coming.
yeah, I have chills in my legs. I'm feeling that mycelial network is transmitting something else. Like it's supposed to transmit something more of like love and of awareness of the God self, but what it's doing is transmitting inverted healer codes. And so these are related to that stung healer aspect. So when you witness people coming and going in that way, there's a need to save. Does that what they wanted us to come in with this into this grid doing is healing that I need to save. This healers need to save. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it had like good intentions at first. It was trying to save joy, like that experience of joy. It was trying to put that back in. But what happens is when we are, ooh, when we're trying to change what we're seeing, it kind of started to get masked by greed. So here's more of the tears. The tears are important. Um, it's almost like the tears, the salt from tears, it transmutes bloodshed. Does that make sense too?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to connect in with those salt pillars. Oh my gosh. I
This
just got
looks
a
really
weird
absorbed.
download.
What'd you get?
Um, Something related to tear gas.
Whoa.
So it's like when they like do like the whole like gas, it's like forcing. Um, and that's part of land harvesting.
My throat is like hurting really bad right now.
Okay. Tune into it. Okay, let's go.
I'm like a lump.
Mm, okay. Let's start here.
I feel like something was like gonna get out that they didn't want to get out. So there's like closing of the throat, like you can't speak this. I'm just hearing that's not the narrative.
Mm,
This feeling of like no one's coming to save us.
okay. I see. Okay, so what I'm gonna start connecting into is keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna start tuning into they're having me connect into bones. Specifically, I don't I'm gonna sound so silly right now. The ulnar bone.
What's that?
Good question. Ulnar.
Last night I saw this like giant carcass of bones, almost like a dinosaur's rib cage or something. I don't really know what it was. I wonder if it.
I've been getting prehistoric. That's something I've been getting a lot too, these last couple days.
Mm.
Um, the ulnar bone is what connects, it's your ulna, but it connects the um give me one second. It connects like it's like this like bone right here.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's something about like the stem cells and the T cells. And so the T cells are actually they they are created within the bone marrow, I believe. Um okay, so they're saying first for some reason that was important for me to know, but I'm gonna we'll go in and we'll start clearing the seeds that are planted here related to saving. And so I'm just gonna ask for your guys' support. This has to do with the root chakra. Are you feeling that? Feeling like ungrounded and feeling like
yeah.
unsafe. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start pulling forward, calling forward these seeds. Um, these stung healer seeds related to saving, calling forward these seeds. It's its own like consciousness network. It's really weird. Asking that this consciousness network, what is the lesson here that was meant to be transmitted? There's something here with like working as a team that if teamwork could have been applied, um,
It's interesting because I was seeing earlier, like the women and the men like separate and almost like pitted against each other or something. I couldn't quite figure out what they were trying to say. And now I feel like my head was cut off and like
yeah.
terror.
Oh, I wonder if you think this is connecting into that Transylvania thing? with a beheading.
I don't know, but I feel like terrified.
And so they're just like, I'm gonna use this like showering with lay love. They want you to like imagine this like shower of just love streaming through your bloodstream, through your ley lines, and they want me to kind of share with the connection that we have between our bloodstream and the ley line system. This connection between the two, how they mirror one another. They're reflecting. And
That
so the
makes
blood,
sense because I felt like I was a body with no head, but I was like still conscious.
yay, okay.
Okay.
Um, yeah, there's a blood seeds consciousness. That's what they're like saying. Like the blood, it seeds consciousness. So it's almost like
Makes sense.
so much of that bloodshed was done in such a way of like fear and scarcity and like just not good energy that it seeded this savior consciousness through the bloodshed. Um,
I'm just hearing like islands. It's easy to keep an island quiet.
mhm. Ugh,
Island secret.
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna acknowledge that this energy has created this narrative of being stalled, of not being able to move forward, of not being able to complete a certain life cycle that needs to be completed. So, what we're going to do is we are going to shed light on what that truly is. And here comes refraction again. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and create like some sort of refraction energy. And so, I'm bringing forward this like crystal prism that is the true energy of joy and letting the sun shine through that prism and creating a rainbow on this land.
Feels very supported by the solstice.
Yeah. Yep. 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 And so I'm bringing, beginning back to these holographic ley lines. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to create these holographic ley lines, is what it's doing actually. So this refraction energy, this rainbow, is going to seed in more of that Joey Lemurian energy, these ley lines that are completely needed in this land, allowing these to seed in to bring light, calling in the solstice to bring in the light that is needed to see through the illusion of separation.
And that feels like it's going into the water too. And seeding in a jellyfish grid feels like they're helping with the refraction.
Yeah.
And the at the beginning blue seahorse was coming in. I felt like they were trying to keep like that my inverted mycelial network in check. And they're like, we're exhausted. So they're happy about the rainbow ley lines coming into the water for support.
It's so weird. It's almost to like this land is stuck in like in it's almost like this the land is stuck in October. It's like stuck in this like Samhain energy and it hasn't been able to move through its natural cycles.
The
I'm feeling
death
a lot of that.
portal.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of it being stuck in that death portal, but not being able to move into rebirth. So we're gonna shed that. I really want to shed this. Calling forward this leech that I'm feeling, this lay leech. Ooh. Asking that it be sent back to source with love and light across all timelines, lifetimes, and experiences. Leave, 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 and so it is, and so it is done. Mm. I... Oh, oh, it's asking for support. Oh, it's saying save me.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's more of that like energy of like save, save, save. And I think it just needs to be reminded. Heal me. It's like almost like the consciousness embodied, like save me, heal me. Um, it's not it's like the opposite of the energy of support. It's like do it for me so I don't have to carry the burden. Um, and so I'm gonna go ahead and share that refraction energy to this lay leech. And now it's saying home. Yeah. Yeah. So we're just here to remind all of our brothers and sisters through that looking glass that Tracy was talking about, that mirror of what home is, of being able to find home in each other, of that energy of teamwork, of it's kind of like how Ram Dass talks about like how we're all just walking each other home, that same like quote we hear all the time. It's like that same thing. It's like we're not stuck in that. We have to save everybody. Um, we're just here to reflect home to one another. And if home is not what is reflected, it is our duty to go within ourselves to see what that person is reflecting, what that sheet is that is over our eyes, so we can truly see what is needed to return to a state of home within ourselves. Mm. And so now, are you ready to go home? It's showing me that it's almost like it can send itself now because of the refraction. So it's like I can go here and it's like pointing to the Stargate and it knows where to go now. Instead of like,
Oh,
oh, like we send you, it's like, okay, like you can see me, I'm going to
oh. I
and
saw a
through.
butterfly that was like the metamorphosis and can fly now.
Yeah, it's like I can go now. So allowing that. It's almost so crazy because we're so like it's almost like there's that illusion of like separation between us and an energy that is of that we see of a lower vibration, of how like it is our duty, we have to send them back. It's almost like this is a lesson for us as well. Through like the power of refraction, they transmute and they have the power to go back to where they need to be.
I love
But we
that.
don't always have the most compassion for these beings. And I think that's why we have so much underworld work that we do, for that reason, right? Yeah. And so now they're asking, so there's something that specifically happened to you here. So they're
Me?
asking, yeah, it's like a self and a lifetime for you.
Oh, so that was real. I thought I was just like picking up on the event. I didn't know that was
Oh,
me.
well, they're saying there's like it's kind of like this tear ceremony that we had in the Dead Sea. Um so they want you to seed in the tears that need to be seeded in the land here.
Okay.
And picking up on some like the true meaning of righteousness, true and not distorted. Um, yeah.
This is kind of dark, but there it was like, oh, I couldn't cry because I didn't have a head. So
Oh,
there's almost like a like coming together again,
yes, I
able
feel
to
that.
like see those tears in.
I'm almost
And
feeling
that's
like
why
the
you
back
felt
of
like
your
got stuck in
lungs.
the Samhain portal of death, because if you can't process it, you're just kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
Did you say you're feeling in my lungs?
There's something related to endings. This has affected you um in a way of like endings.
Yeah, why I never am good with endings. I never finish things.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like endings are hard.
Hmm. That's
Mm.
right.
Seeds of change.
Bleeding in the
Are-
teeth. Oh, I feel
Yeah,
like the
it's
land like crying now.
yeah. And so we're seeding in this thought. It's like a process of seeds of change are seeds of power. Change is powerful. Um allowing that to seed in. We don't want to stay in the stagnant energy of death always. Change is powerful. Death is part of our cycles, but we aren't meant to stay there for too long. It's like the jellyfish consciousness of like staying, we don't want to stay like this. We want to allow the contraction to create the expansion. And so this land has just been like tight and contracted.
I wonder if that's why you saw the lungs. Because like they
Yeah.
can expand, and it's weird because when first put it up, like the first thing I thought was lungs.
Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely in a state of reclaiming the lungs too, because it's how we are able to come forward and speak our mission. Um, And so if we have our body parts scattered all over the world that
Which is
haven't
weird that you
processed.
just said that too, because at the beginning when you were talking about Horus, I just kept hearing Osiris and like how he was like spread all over, and I was seeing like a pinata like ripped apart.
Yeah, well, it's because it's part of our own being. And so a huge part of you is integrity. And so it's almost like to bring integrity to your mission. Part of your mission is reclaiming all of the parts that were taken out of integrity, like literally like out. So, yeah, I just heard process of elimination.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does that feel related to like the scattered body parts?
Yeah, they want you to actually like feel into where your head is and put it back. They want you to put your head back on.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of heads. So it's like, which one is mine?
Yeah. It's almost like a metaphor. Like, when you like feel scatterbrained,
Hmm.
it's like, oh my God, like, oh, yeah.
I feel like I was a woman.
It's funny when they always like use this like my son, when we started homeschooling him, we called it lassos of love because like that's what they've always like shown me is like we like are using our like magical lasso and we throw it and we know whatever we catch is exactly what we needed because we're not our mind isn't in it. It's our heart because it's from the lasso is attached to the heart. It's like a heartstring. And so they keep saying like right now, as you're looking for your head, they keep saying like yeehaw. So just like throw out your lasso and reel it in, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm here too.
Now I'm a man, so I'm like, I'm wondering if I was 2 people or if I just had the wrong head the first time.
Aw,
You are?
I'm here. Yeah. I'm gonna like, oh, there's like something here about that. It's like focusing on the gender. Like it's almost part of like the message about seeing the man and the woman pitted against each other,
Mhm.
feeling you as a woman but catching a man. It's it's part of that. So they're like clear out the gender part and just feel into the being, the soul expression, the energetic signature is what they're calling it. I can almost feel the head in my hands. Mhm. Okay, and so I'm gonna just place it on my head using the selenite threads. We're gonna sew. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so how are you feeling?
My head is heavy.
Oh no.
I was wondering, like, I was seeing us as humans, but I was like, is this before humans? Is that why the gender thing came in?
No, there's something about needing the clear separation. It's like because we're working so much on like union energy of the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, and I almost feel like this is like some a journey that is within you right now too. Is like is balancing those masculine and feminine principles, and think that's what is it was like expressing. How does that feel?
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I'm just still not understanding it.
Yeah.
Still not getting the message, guys.
There's like a seed that was planted here of like men are seeding in the degradation of the feminine.
Mm.
That's like a seed
Makes
that's
more
here.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, and then why I saw myself as both, because it was almost like I did that to myself.
Yeah. So definitely journey with this later and feel into it. Cause I mean there is a chance that this was before gender, but I'm feeling something related to like needing to heal the masculine and feminine energies. And this is also playing into like polarity for some reason. Um
I
which
just
makes
wanted
sense.
to let you know that I'm feeling a lot of energy, not a lot, but like a energy coming up in the throat, and it's almost feels just sort of the intuitive hit was that this is when women lost their voice.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel that too.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense with what I was feeling earlier, like, you're not allowed to speak that.
So there's like it's trying to clear itself.
And that was that beheading was, like, the violent cutting off of the throat chakra in the voice.
Mm,
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of it's like a narrative that plays over and over again, and I feel like we've been going through this whole thing where like there's a lot of war against the masculine and vice versa because there's a drama triangle happening with men and women because it creates an imbalance within us. As we distort the masculine, we cut off our own masculine principles because we are not only are we looking at like we have a lot of wounded masculine energy within us and outside of us, right? So it's like we need to come back to what those polarities truly are, that way that we can balance them within ourselves and we can see through undistorted eyes when we look at the masculine collective and as it starts to heal, we're not still like seeing like you're not I don't want to see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially cuz like I'm seeing a lot more men joining in these healing collectives. And so I think there are some women that will feel more uncomfortable with that energy. And that's just something that I think that needs to heal through that same thing.
Is
So I think
there
that
a, is there a
oh,
part of the world that's connected to the throat chakra?
Yes. I don't know
What
what it
which
is because I know like the hips are like Latin America. I'm not sure what the throat is.
hmm.
I know and sometimes I'll look that up and I'll let you know, Tracy, because it might be something that we can put a pin in for our you might be picking up on something intuitively for we what we have to touch on next time because we have like 20 minutes left. So we have to
Do we close
gallop.
out Stonehenge?
Yeah, we're gonna close out on Stonehenge. And then yeah, I'm gonna put that in my notes though, Tracy. I'll look
Do you know
up
what? I think Stonehenge might even be the place of the throat chakra, actually. Um,
really.
yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I'll put it
Okay.
into because even if it's not, if it is or isn't, we'll touch on it our next one. Um,
Thanks for sticking with us, Tracy.
No, it's really it's so lovely.
I
Um,
feel your like really grounding energy.
it's the Great Pyramids of Giza, the throat chakra,
ah, okay, and
or the
that's what
Mount of
we've
Olive, Mount of
that's
Olive in Jerusalem, and so
okay, so that's kind of we were working with a Stargate of
three different sites and Mount Sinai.
Mm.
Mm.
we'll focus on Giza. I really think one of our next bigger missions is gonna be Egypt. So um I think some of that preliminary work is clearing out Malta to open up um and expand for Giza because we've been working with the Stargate, Giza Stargate this whole
Mm.
mission. So that makes sense. Thank you, Tracy. That was a really good insight. We'll work with we'll keep that for yeah. Okay. Let's drop into Stonehenge here. Um Here we are back in Stonehenge for some reason. Okay,
So
I'm
cool.
feeling like full circle, like this is like a full circle kind of thing. Okay. So calling in the land here, asking oh they're already like yes, you have permission. Okay. Um, I'm hearing Temple Mount.
Mm. Hearing Star Temple.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's some sort of they're bringing up the teen energy again. And there's something related to the teen energy and the Genesis energy. It's almost like infiltration. It gets strong in the teen period. There's something with like that
Teen,
storyline. Huh?
teenage. What do you mean by
Like
teen?
so when you hit the milestone of turning into a teenager, which some
Ah,
of they're bringing into that star seeds actually enter into teendom like early. Like you're feeling your teenager self like a little bit earlier than what they tell you your teens are. Interesting. 'Cause I
Mm.
see that with my son. My son's, like, 11, but I feel like he's, like, 14. So, so crazy. Yeah. I would say I definitely came into my teenagers, like, early. Like, I got my moon when I was, like, 9.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think that there's something with that, energy of, like it's like a masking too, because there's something with coming into sexuality early, and then it being, like, told, like, "No, like, that's too early to come into your sexuality, like, you can't yet," and, like, so that's where they start to, like, shame the creative sexual energies that start to kind of really come up and permeate, like, around that age. Yeah. It's almost like there's, like, the word indignation? Mm.
Mm.
It's like taking the it feels like taking the dignity out of them early, like, "This is wrong. Your sexuality is not okay." And then I'm getting this being seated in the Hellenistic period as well, because I know we were talking about Hellenistic.
Yeah, ancient Greece.
Yeah, we'll look into that later because I feel like this grid session did not is not what I thought it was. This is something different. Okay. We did not touch on Lompoc. I don't think why do I feel like that has to be boots on the ground? I feel like that's gonna be an in-person thing. I truly feel that. Um, okay.
What is Lompoc,
Lompoc is in California, and
and
so
and
there's
why
so
is it?
there So what we're doing is some of the work we're doing right now is we're rehabilitating Lemuria to some degree, bringing it back. So I wouldn't say not Lemuria itself, but an area that was Lemuria at one point, which is Kauai. And Kauai is actually being what they told me, like my guides, was that it's being drugged, quote unquote, by Lompoc and Stanislaus area, which is Northern California. Um, and so we will be working with Jolene's counterpart, which is his name is James, and his Stargate, because he's working on restoring the feminine navigation system, um, which has been distorted. I'm hearing like Belial. So there's like beings that are housed within that mountain range that are actually coming up to the surface now for clearing. And so Lompoc is part of that restoration of the Lemurian timeline that we're trying to bring into fruition and what we're trying to heal with Kauai. So that will be part of the restoration of the divine masculine feminine union energies. Yeah.
I did at the very, very beginning, I did hear, no, not hear, see like this kind of very veiled, huge creature kind of rearing its head up, but it couldn't free itself. A
Yeah.
bit like you see in cartoon films when something blows up or something like it's quite big. I'm talking like a a huge, great big building size, bigger than that. Like as if there's this sort of prehistoric rage, actually, maybe just trying to free itself or be go home. Go
I
home's a good
am.
place.
Yeah, I'm feeling that connected to Lompoc. It's almost like it's being fed
Well,
by these
yeah,
by other creatures. Like it's like it's almost like there's like some sort of weird hierarchy, but yeah, the way it's almost like it's like imprisoned, but it's almost not aware of it. Um, yeah, I'm feeling like shackles. It's doing something for that grid, for whatever collective negative fallen energy that's working there. It's doing something for that grid. Um, but yeah, you're spot on with it being a prehistoric energy. Yeah, I feel that as well. I'm picking up on almost like this creature is like it's like a it's been in like graphic novels.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's like there's a film, like a cartoon film, like a Disney film with one in.
Oh.
Maybe is it Moana or something? This thing sort of rises up, this huge, great big monster type thing.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't. It was kind of that, but it wasn't in color. It was just very, just like a shadow, like this sort of silhouette.
I don't know if this is the actual thing or not, or if it's emulating that, but have you heard of Cthulhu?
No.
Um, I'll
I'm
like
just
pull
like,
up.
when I'm talking, I'm thinking it's almost, it feels like the root of, like you said, of everything that's being, it's holding, that it's the root that's holding everything in place to let
Can
go.
you can you see the screen?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm feeling
not
like
very.
some sort of like it's not this specifically, but it's some sort of emulation of Cthulhu.
Oh, let me just have a look. Can you make it a bit bigger? So,
Ew, it's like I don't want to. I'm like it's not pretty.
hmm.
Looks like
What's
an
that called?
octopus.
It does, yeah. Have you if it's something created by H.P. Lovecraft actually in a book and it was called
H.
Cthulhu. It was like a creature.
Hmm.
And I think it's kind of interesting that it has like these like extraterrestrial like brain kind of thing, kind of like
Tentacles.
it has tentacles. Yeah. Um who's the Egyptian? I'm gonna actually close it out because it's making my screen freak out, which I don't love. Have who's the god or like the Egyptian with the big back of the head?
Oh, thought, no, thought, no,
Was it Nefertiti?
thought, thought, thought.
Yeah,
Oh
Nefertiti.
no. Um, they said that like she wore such a big head or hat because of the back of her head, right?
No.
Right?
I did never heard that, but I'm sure it's right.
His like alien head.
Hmm.
This, yes. This.
Oh, that one. Who's that then? That's almost like that island that you just pointed out in Tolonia, or no, that in Malta.
Okay, hold on. Not that guy.
Not him.
I feel so millennial right now. Um, King Tut.
Oh,
Okay, so they were saying like King Tut had this like weird shaped head, which strangely looks like that, like the back of the Cthulhu head, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It also looks like ET.
Yeah. So there's this like thought process between um this family having a lineage that's alien, right? And so that's something that's a narrative that's that's told. Um, I'll go more into this later and see, because I feel like this is all leading into our Egyptian work. Something tells me this family is connected to that Cthulhu energy. Um, yeah, I'm hearing like warhead. Like this head is like they're saying like it's a warhead.
That makes me think of that candy.
The sour one, I hate that candy. It's disgusting. It's horrendous to eat. I'm like, candy should be sweet. Okay. Oh, this is the opposition of the Godhead.
What's the Godhead?
The Godhead is our like our God chakra, right? Our Godhead is our higher self, essentially, our God self. Okay. We'll go into I'm gonna save all of this for like when we need to transition into that energy. Not that I just love hearing Cthulhu. That's a parasite, 100%. It's a parasitic energy. Okay. Only because like that, like the image gives me heebie-jeebies. I'm like, no. But yeah, we'll use our refraction and see what happens with that whole scenario when we get there to it.
That's what I was hearing was like setting up a refraction in Stonehenge today as like prep work for that.
Okay,
And like
beautiful.
the light going out all of the in every
Can you
direction.
explain the refraction? What is the refraction? Is it
Let's
obvious?
look. So, oh, I almost put prismatic. Okay, so the refraction energies we are working with are prismatic though. Refraction. It's like this. It's when like a light shines through this prism. And it's almost like interesting because glass is so clear and pure. And
Mm.
then it causes this rainbow.
All right, so you're transmuting the energy through that.
Yeah.
So the left side, the colourful rainbow is when it's the healed, I take it.
Yeah.
What's coming, yeah.
It's like you can imagine like I think it's more or less like metaphorical, I guess, but it's like if you were to shine a light through an object and it comes out as its truth.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Is this
Yeah.
making sense?
Mm.
It's more like I'm so not good with like the logical mind. They bring me these concepts and I'm like, I'll feel it.
Mm.
We'll just feel it. I'm so feeling. But okay, how does that feel
Well,
good?
the way I see it is that you put the light into that triangle pyramid, you kind of condense it to really get a whole um to really contain it and hold it and then let it go. So
It's
it gets
almost
it gets met in that container
it
and then it can be
brings
free.
yeah, it's almost like what I'm feeling too is that it's bringing out the full spectrum
Yeah,
of the
that's what
potentiality of that being, of what it is truly, um, opposed to what it has quote
I'm.
unquote become. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
so almost like you confine it for a few moments to let it go, to let it be more than it was. You
Yeah,
hold
and
that
that's
as a
what
holding. Yeah.
I've been receiving. Yesterday I started hearing full spectrum. I think that's what it's was talking about. I think that's what I received that for. Lo, do you want to set up that I'm hearing the
Interesting. You want
Palladians.
to interesting that you want to work in the pyramids because they are well they are that refracting light way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're trying to bring back. There's something of retrieving like this goddess of light. in unmasking her and bringing forward her true spectrum too. So there's like something there. It's like bringing truth. It's Mott. It's like Mott embodied is that
Mm.
prismatic expression. Um, because she's a lot bigger than what it's almost like they've diminished her in a lot of ways. And interestingly enough, when I work with when I started to do research with Ptolemy, they're located in the same area, except for hers is like pretty much hidden and like super small. Um, it's almost like it tried to like superimpose itself over her being. So we're gonna restore that in another grid session. But
I'm getting something about midsummer. Do you know what that is?
yeah, summer solstice.
I don't know what it has to do.
That's tomorrow.
Because that was in
My
Sweden.
husband literally just showed me yesterday this post by this. So my husband like grows cannabis and he cultivates seeds. And we're changing like the genetic makeup of these to be like the cosmic goddess energy again. And he showed me yesterday this like midsummer like picture that they had posted, this like company had posted on their page. It was like, and they were dancing around in a circle with flowers in their hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Um, so did you set up that prism?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So my little one's at the door knocking.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
Dragon and Pleiades are supporting it.
yeah, I felt the Palladians coming in. Yeah, so it's just like creating this big like ooh, rainbow light all around. Midsummer. I'm like almost feeling like midsummer starting here.
Mm.
Like that's what I'm hearing.
Maybe the celebration aspect of it too.
Yeah. Okay. They're saying that our work here is complete. They just wanted us to set up that like yeah. It's almost like a stencil. They were like boop. Um yeah. Okay, so there's something they want me to use that refraction energy. There's something related to eugenics that they want us to clear really quick. Don't
Mm.
know what that is. Gotta look that up later.
Eugenics. Isn't that like inherited family trauma?
Is it?
Or did I make that up?
I'm not sure. They're saying there's like extremes with it.
The practice of controlled selective breeding of human populations as by sterilization to improve the population's genetic composition.
Ew.
So it's kind of like what Hitler did too.
Ah, I wonder if that's related to the forced breeding.
Yeah, it's definitely forced breed.
Oh, duh. Like that's exactly what we've been working with the Essenes.
Yeah.
I'm getting something related to the Nephilim here.
The what?
Nephilim?
Mm.
Fallen, it's like fallen angel hybrid lineages. Nephilim. I'm getting something with an army.
Well,
And then armistice. And then triangulation, which with triangulation, it's more or less the drama triangle. So certain parts of land are stuck in a triangulation.
mhm, that's what I heard.
Okay, so they want us to clear out any distortions and energies of triangulation that we are holding within our own bodies and within this land related to hybridization traumas, triangulation with hybridization models, so eugenics, and restore the truth of being lineage holders. And part of that lineage holder had to do with the forced breeding traumas, and it was like it's all planned. Like it's not like obviously it's not okay, but it has worked in our favor in the end as we come to a restorative model. So they're showing me there's the triangle and then there's the outside is like a circle.
Mm.
Almost like how Stonehenge is a circle, there's like a triangle inside. And so that's where the prismatic light comes in. So that triangle, that triangulation is getting turned into a pyramid shape.
Mhm.
And it's being clear for glass to be clear. Okay. Soul healers, dreamers, star leaders, like these are all people gathered here today in this very present moment, like in time. Well, maybe not in this present moment, maybe another time when they we're like time traveling right now, but there were or are people that were here today gathered, and so they were all embedding their own healing and consciousness into this to help support this refraction energy, whether they were consciously aware of it or not. They're calling them like seedlings. Yeah, tangerines.
Oh
Tangerine
God.
seedlings. And they just made a joke that they're sappy. Oh my god, I love it. It's so cute. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's just like this clearing of like this like we need to help. We need to help. It's like no, we just need to bring forward our being in its entirety as this like Joey consciousness collective energy and just show up in love. Like that's what needs to happen. And that's how these like time leaps are created for humanity and how distortion is cleared. And
Seeing the
so that's
bees
why,
show up.
huh?
I'm seeing the bees show up to support
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Um, and so this is just something, this little grid update is something that needed to happen for to consummate. It's like more of that like consummation energy, consummate yourselves and your marriage to yourself and to the land, to your marriage to earth and to humanity. Um,
Yeah. That was
without like martyrdom. And it's like because that is oh, that's why I had gotten Joan of Arc.
oh.
It's like this Joan of Arc, like ritualistic archetype that is seated within the earth. And um, that's coming up for healing. And that's going to be, that's in our next, that's in a different grid scenario. So this was happening. So there was like a reparation that needed to happen in Malta to help support work that's going to be done in the Strait of Gibraltar. And this is what's where the Jones see how like dark the water is here?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Um yeah, so this was just preliminary work for this. So it's sacrificial lamb programming. Um
That's why I
Yeah.
kept being called to Spain.
Yeah. Mhm. So, let's make that our next big one, where we have more, like, groundwork we're looking and we're downloading for a few weeks,
Okay.
and then, we can probably do this in July.
Mhm.
Um, they're saying this needs, like, a template, um, something about shallow waters. Yeah, it's almost like creating this with a mindset of not being in too deep. Like these waters are shallow. It's easy to walk through. Just being reminded of the support that's here. There's something housed in Spain. I've been getting a lot about Morocco as well too. So yeah, we'll see what comes in with all of this. And so, with that, what we're going to do is we are going to thank all of our guides. We're going to thank our Mother Earth, the Cosmic Mother. Mm, thanking my scene guides. Thanking the God Self for coming in and showing itself and supporting and reuniting. Mm. Thanking for Tracy for bringing in some much needed soft energy. Like there is like this need for some soft energy, and you really brought that for us today and really inputted that into the grid. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask that all energy that is not mine be returned to sender. Any energy that is mine to be returned to my body. Uh, and for all of you as well. And so I'm just going to seed in a temescal for each of us to help us integrate the energies from today.
I love that. I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, I feel like we need to release. I feel like Tracy was processing a lot with her body
Yeah.
today.
So
So
we're
just
going to
like letting
start
all that
that.
go.
Hmm. Yeah, and so there might be some like emotions and energies that come up today, just connecting in with that Temescal energy that is over and around you to help support in the releasing and integration of these energies. And then I'm getting January. Um, ooh, so that Lompoc mission's happening in January. That's a long time to prepare.
Yeah.
So maybe that is one we could actually do in person. And maybe like um stream it, record it on Zoom.
Okay.
We'll see if we can do that. Um okay, and then we're going to go ahead and envision our car, our light body Merkaba, just driving through this like rainbow portal into our neighborhood, into our they're saying, like, seeing it drive through this, like, body of water for some reason, so just, like, allowing this body of water to kinda clear and cleanse any energy that was picked up, clearing out the Merkaba field, the astral body, asking for a complete clearing of these energies, all of the energies of Malta. They're saying taking in some of the saltwater pillars, that saltwater energy that was in Malta, clearing out the Merkaba with that energy. Salt streams moving through, parking in your driveway. getting out of your vehicle and walking into your home, dropping you back into your body. Yay! Okay, that was beautiful, ladies. Thank you so much. And so, how do I stop recording?
I think I stopped recording. Mm.
Okay.
Oh.
And yeah, thank you for